Chapter 6. Air and Water. Learning Objectives. To understand. Components of air. Importance of clean surroundings. Water rich in salt content, example, sea water. Properties of air. Properties of water. To find out about atmosphere. Why water is essential for survival. How to remove different substances from water. Let's begin. Air and water are the basic necessities of life. Survival on Earth without air and water is not possible. Rain is the main source of water on Earth that fills up the ponds, lakes, wells and river. If water is not available for plants, animals and human beings, they will die. Components of air. Air is a mixture of various gases. These gases are useful for both plants and animals. Oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide are the main gases present in the air. The percentage of these gases is oxygen 21%, nitrogen 78%, and carbon dioxide and other gases 1%. Percent means out of every 100. Oxygen. It is the most important gas for all living beings. Both plants and animals use atmospheric oxygen in the process of respiration. We breathe in air rich in oxygen and give out air rich in carbon dioxide. The oxygen from the air breathed in is absorbed by the blood in lungs. The hemoglobin in blood carries oxygen to all the parts of body. This oxygen oxidizes the food in the body tissues and provides us energy to do work. This process produces carbon dioxide which is carried by blood to lungs and is thrown out in the air we breathe out. Oxygen also supports in burning. Burning is not possible without oxygen. Activity 6.1. People who travel to hilly areas often feel giddy or get headache. Surf the internet and find out at least 3 ways to get rid of this problem. Also find out the reasons for this sickness. Nitrogen. It is the most abundant gas in air. It neither burns nor helps in burning. Nitrogen is used in packaged food as it prevents the growth of microorganisms. Though both plants and animals need nitrogen for their growth, they do not use it directly from the air. The bacteria present in soil provides nitrogen to plants. Fertilizers are a major source of nitrogen for plants. Humans get nitrogen from both plant and animal sources of food. Carbon dioxide. A very little amount of carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. Plants need carbon dioxide to carry out the process of photosynthesis. On burning coal and wood, carbon dioxide is produced. It does not help in burning, so it is used to put out fire. It is also used in making soft drinks. It is naturally added to the atmosphere by the process of breathing out by living beings. Other gases. Other than oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide, some other gases are also present in the atmosphere. Helium, neon, hydrogen, argon, krypton and ozone are some other gases present in the atmosphere. Air also contains water vapor, dust and smoke. Water present in seas, oceans, lakes, etc. evaporates with the heat of sun, and this water present in air is called humidity. It tells about the amount of water vapor in air. This makes the weather humid. Properties of air. 1. Air has weight. Activity 6.2. Aim. To prove that air has weight. Materials required. 2 balloons, beam balance. Procedure. Take 2 balloons of the same size. Weigh them on a beam balance, inflate one of them. Weigh them again, which balloon is heavier? Observation. The inflated balloon is heavier. This is because the inflated balloon has air inside it. Conclusion. The experiment shows that air has weight. 2. Air occupies space. Activity 6.3. Aim. To prove that air occupies space. Materials required. An empty glass, water in a tub. Procedure. Take an empty glass. Turn the glass upside down and place it on the surface of water in a tub. Gently press it down. Observation. You will see that water does not enter the glass. Water cannot enter the glass as it is full of air. Conclusion. This shows that air occupies space. 3. Air exerts pressure. Air takes up space and has weight. Anything that has weight exerts pressure. Air exerts pressure in all directions. This pressure is known as air pressure. Activity 6.4. Aim. To prove that air exerts pressure. Materials required. Capped plastic bottle filled with water, a pin. Procedure. Take a capped plastic bottle filled with water. Take a pin and poke a hole into the side of the bottle close to the bottom. Remove the pin. Observation. At the hole of the bottle, two forces are at work. Water pressure inside the bottle is trying to push the water out of the pinhole. At the same time, the air pressure outside the bottle is trying to keep the water inside the bottle. When the bottle is capped, the forces inside and outside the bottle remain equal and water does not leak out of the pinhole. But when the cap is removed, the air pressure above the water becomes greater and forces the water out of the pinhole. Conclusion. The experiment shows that air exerts pressure. Layers of atmosphere. The thick envelope of air and gases that surrounds the Earth is called its atmosphere. It can be roughly divided into 5 concentric layers with each layer having distinct characteristics. 1. Troposphere. It is the lowest layer of the atmosphere. It ranges from 0 to 12 kilometers. It contains 75% of the gaseous mass and nearly all the water vapor. It is the narrowest and the densest of all the layers. It is a very important layer for human beings because it is closest to the Earth's surface, and all the weather phenomena occur in this layer. 2. Stratosphere. This layer lies above the troposphere and extends from about 12 to 50 kilometers. It is made up of 80% nitrogen and 18% oxygen. It protects us by absorbing the harmful ultraviolet radiation. This layer is also important because jet planes fly here owing to the high visibility. 3. Mesosphere. This is the third layer that extends above the stratosphere from 50 to 80 kilometers. It is the coldest layer of the atmosphere and it burns up the meteors that strike the Earth from outer space. 4. Thermosphere. This is the second highest layer extending between 80 to 700 kilometers. This zone is completely devoid of water vapor and the air pressure is extremely low here. 5. Exosphere. The highest layer of the atmosphere extends 700 to 10,000 kilometers and gradually merges into outer space. It mainly comprises the lighter helium and hydrogen gases and no meteorological phenomena can occur in this zone. Most of the satellites that orbit the Earth are found here. Water. Water is the most abundant substance available on the surface of Earth. About 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water. In nature, it is found in all the 3 states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. It is found in oceans, rivers, lakes and other water bodies. Water is very essential for survival of life. We need it for drinking, cooking, washing, cleaning, growing plants, putting out fire and for many other purposes. We also take water through drinks like fruit juice, milk, tea or coffee. Water is also present in the food we eat. The main sources of water are rainwater, lakes, rivers, wells, etc. Water from these sources is impure because these contain sand, germs, stones, etc., making it unfit for human beings. Water fit for human consumption is called potable water. Water has some impurities in it which can either be soluble or insoluble. Soluble impurities dissolve in water whereas insoluble impurities do not dissolve in water. Properties of water. 1. Water is an important constituent of all functions of the body. 2. It is a main constituent of blood. 3. Water can exist in all the 3 states of matter. 4. Solid water is less dense than the liquid state, which causes ice to float on water. 5. Water is made up of 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. 6. The molecules in water bond together and give rise to buoyant forces that keep things afloat in water. 7. Water is a neutral substance. It is neither acidic nor basic. 8. It is a universal solvent. Almost anything can be dissolved in it. When a substance dissolves fully in a solvent, a solution is formed. The substance is said to be soluble. Removing insoluble substances from water. There are 2 methods of removing insoluble substances from water, that is, filtration, sedimentation or decantation. 1. Filtration. Filtration is a process to separate insoluble solid substances from liquids by passing the mixture through a filter. Activity 6.5. Aim. To demonstrate the process of filtration. Materials required. A funnel, a filter paper, 2 containers, water, any insoluble material. Procedure. Take a container filled with water. Put some sand in it. Now take a funnel. Now take another container. Pour the water containing the insoluble solid substance into another container using a funnel. Observation. Clear water collects separately in the container and insoluble solid remains behind in the funnel. Conclusion. Clear liquid or water is called filtrate and the insoluble solid substance left behind is called residue. Filtration in day-to-day life. Vacuum cleaners keeps away dust particles and germs. Coffee makers keeps out coffee seeds or grounded coffee particles. Taps keep away germs and insects. Air conditioners trap dust particles. 2. Sedimentation and decantation. In sedimentation, the mixture of impure water is allowed to stand undisturbed for some time. The impurities after a while will settle down at the bottom of the container. The substance that settles down is called sediment. This process is called sedimentation. The process by which a liquid is carefully poured out leaving behind the sediment is called decantation. Activity 6.6. Aim. To demonstrate the process of sedimentation. Materials required. 2 containers, mud, water. Procedure. Take a container. Put some mud in the container and wait for a few minutes. You will notice that mud has settled down at the bottom of the container slowly. This is called sedimentation. Now pour the water slowly and carefully into another container without disturbing the mud. This is called decantation. Observation. The insoluble substances such as mud being heavier settle down at the bottom of the container. Conclusion. The impurities settle down at the bottom of the container because they are heavier than water. Removing soluble substances from water. Soluble substances can be removed from water by evaporation or distillation. 1. Evaporation. The process of converting a liquid to vapor is called evaporation. Water containing soluble impurities like salt or sugar is heated. On heating, water changes into water vapor and escapes. The impurities, salt or sugar, are left behind. Activity 6.7. Aim. To demonstrate the process of evaporation. Materials required. Salt, warm water and a ball. Procedure. Take a ball and put some warm water in it. Then add 2 tablespoons of salt in it. Shake it properly. Leave the ball in an open place for an hour. Observe the ball and note what happened. Observation. You will notice that water escaped and the salt residue remains in the ball. Conclusion. Water has evaporated and the salt dissolved in water has remained in the ball. This exactly happens when salt evaporates from seawater and get piled up on the shore. 2. Distillation. It is the process of purifying water by boiling it and condensing its vapor. Distillation can be done on a small scale in a glass vessel known as distillation flask. Activity 6.8. Aim. To demonstrate the process of distillation. Materials required. Impure water, mix mud and water, distilling flask with thermometer, condenser with stand, beaker, rubber cork, Bunsen burner, tripod stand, stand with clamp, basin filled with sand. Procedure. Take a distilling flask and pour the salty water into it. Set the stand so that it firmly holds the flask in place, supported by the tripod stand. Place the burner below this apparatus. Connect the spout of the distilling flask to one end of the condenser. Set the condenser with the help of its stand so that it slopes a little downward. Its spout, other end, must open directly above the beaker. Bring the salty water to a boil and collect the condensed liquid for observation. Observation. When impure water is heated, it starts boiling and steam is formed. Steam rises up and enters the beaker, cooling arrangement, only to change back into water. This water is free of impurities as these are left behind in the distillation flask. Pure water is collected in the collectee as distillate. Conclusion. The condensed liquid that gets collected in the beaker is clear as well as tasteless and odorless. Therefore, pure and clear water can be obtained from an impure solution by simple distillation. Removing germs from water. Removal of germs and various harmful substances from water makes it fit for drinking. Drinking water supplied to our homes is unfit for drinking and therefore, it is treated first. Boiling, adding chlorine tablets and using UV filters are some methods used to purify water at home. Chlorination. Germs present in water can also be killed by using chlorine tablets available in the market. Boiling. To purify water, it must be boiled for 15 minutes. Boiling kills microorganisms present in water. In monsoons and during floods, there are chances of infection from water. So, drinking water which is boiled properly is safe for us. Let's revise. Air is a mixture of gases, dust and water vapor. Air is invisible, compressible and exerts pressure in all directions. The blanket of air around is called atmosphere. Atmosphere is considered as a synonym of air. Air is matter. It has weight and occupies space. The major gases in the atmosphere are nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen is the most important of all gases present in the atmosphere. Polluted air is harmful for our health. Water contains one oxygen and two hydrogen atoms that are connected by covalent bonds. Insoluble substances can be removed from water mainly by three methods: sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Distillation is a process of purifying water by boiling it and condensing its vapor.